Hi everyone, it's Rita. I'm at the park with Oliver, and a few of you had asked about, how do you change the timeline? So the first premise about all of this is that you have to know that that's possible, and that time is just a construct, and that everything is happening at the same time, past, present, and future. Your DNA will show that, right? Or they won't. Scientists can't see the future with your DNA, but they can certainly look at your DNA and see the present and the past, right? And so I would say if they could see the future, it would be in there too. All that junk DNA, 98% of that junk DNA. So much going on in a cell. Everything kind of revolves around the cell. So anyway, so let's get back to this whole idea of changing the timeline. So one of the first things you want to do is learn to meditate. I've been doing some stuff with Ekam, and if you go on there, they have an app called the Breathing Room, and there's free meditations on there. There's some you can subscribe to, but there's a lot on there that are free. So you just need to go on. You need to get into a place of quieting your mind. So they have a serene mind meditation. It's 3 minutes. So you go into a place where you're calming your mind, and the other thing you need to do is kind of shallow your breathing a little bit and start thinking of all the things that you really appreciate, because appreciation will open the doors to everything. So you're in a state where you're very calm, you're appreciating, and then I'll give you a scene. My angels had me change the timeline. I didn't have a full understanding of all this until it was after my mom passed in 2016. But my grandmother, who died in 1999 in January, I had grieved her passing for a long time, and I finally did a lot of cathartic grief work, releasing energy around that. But I was still kind of sad that I didn't say goodnight to her the night she died, because she was staying at my parents' house. And I didn't say goodnight to her because she was tired and she was asleep, and she had a bed sore, and she needed to rest, and sleep is a health pillar. So I did not wake her up. And that night she passed, and my office tracked me down the next morning, and I drove there, and all I could think of driving to my parents' house was, why didn't I say goodnight to her? Why didn't I tell her that I love her, right? So my angels took me in, and I was in my Akashic Records. So I do Akashic Record accessing. I can teach that work. I've only taught it at the Edgar Cayce Center. I did a class of very small class there. But it was kind of fun to have that experience, since Edgar Cayce is the sleeping prophet, was known for his body of work was done in the Akashic Records. And the Akasha is a vibrational history of your soul. And so basically everything has kind of a vibrational history. So what I've thought about doing is maybe teaching coaches how to do that accessing, because it's so powerful to learn how to do. And if you're a coach, you can get so much out of opening up the Akashic Records of your client. I'm at this amazing park. If you can hear the kids, it's kind of fun to hear them having joyful screams and stuff. So anyway, so my angels took me back to that night that my grandmother passed, and before I left, I woke her up and I hugged on her, and I told her how much I loved her, and she told me how much she loved me. And it was just like this really beautiful, incredible experience. So and now it's come forward in a variety of ways, but as far as how to do it, you're going to want to go into that space of connection and quiet, and ask your higher guidance and your angels to go back into that timeline that you want to change, and just kind of start seeing how you're led and guided. And I'd love to know what comes forward for you. Oliver and I are here at this park. I think there's some flies around us. So he's like, help me, mommy. So blessings on your Mother's Day. And even if you don't have any children, I don't have any children of my own, but I have a niece and nephew I adore. And I love children, absolutely love them. And know that all that mothering Just think, be nurtured today, and know that it should all come back to you. All those mothers out there with that have had their own children and who mother on other people's children. So blessings on your Mother's Day. Somebody asked about moldavite. This is a piece of moldavite. The other thing I was wearing the other day was a piece of tourmaline, black tourmaline. But I've got a couple big pieces of moldavite. I love it. I'll talk more about this pendant in another video and talk a little bit more about the timelines and how all of this is possible. Blessings and love to you.